If you're having trouble getting the best pals in the game, want to try breeding them. You'll be able to get the highest quality and rarest pals. It may seem overwhelming at first, but they're incredibly easy, and being able to pinpoint what actual power you want makes it a very efficient way of playing the game. For example, let's say I want to make it Anubis. He has great handiwork at level 4, a level 3 mining, which is crazy good early game. But then how do you ask, how do I make Anubis? Which pals do I use? Well, I have a website here that I actually put in the description below. But this website here allows you to put any power you want into the engine and get the desired result. For example, I want to get Anubis. Anubis then has all these combinations available in order to create him. And all we really need is a male and a female, doesn't matter which one's which, as long as you have both genders there, you can make any power you want. We can go over the list here and find powers we either have or need to find in the game. A good option I see straight away is Caprity and Beacon. Caprity are naturally occurring in the game, and they're in tons of regions, while Beacon is actually a boss monster you can fight just over here, which then therefore guaranteed to spawn all the time. In this case here, I have a female Beacon and a male Caprity. Doesn't matter what level they are, all that matters is the genders here. The passive skills do transfer across to the new POW. In this case here, I have a Caprity with no skills at all, and I have a Beacon here with Power of Gaia. What we need to do is actually summon them into the base, then grab them before they run away too quickly. You grab them, take them to the breeding farm, and just drop them off again here, and they'll start being in the area and working in the area. Let's grab our other power now, our Caprity. Same thing, it spawns, pick it up, run it over to the breeding farm. And you see here the Beacon's already working, he won't leave the farm. He'll go eat and whatnot, but he is working in the fields here. And now they're both working, and they're actually going to make an egg. Love's blossoming, they're having a great old time. Now it does take a couple of minutes to fill up, but what we have to do on top of this is make a cake. To make a cake, we need a cooking pot at the minimum. You can see here all the required ingredients. You need flour, red berries, milk, egg, and honey. Now flour is made by having a wheat farm, and that wheat farm then being used into a mill to make flour. Red berries you get from Red Berry Farms, and you should have a ton of these by default anyway, because they're the best source of food and easy source of food for anyone playing the game. Next, milk, egg, and honey are a bit more finicky. To make milk, eggs, and honey, you need to have a ranch. And on the ranch, we need 3 separate pals. We need a Mozzarina to make milk, we need a Chickpea to make eggs, and we need a Bee Guard to make honey. What happens is they eventually drop these items off in the ranch itself, and you just get free eggs, milk, and honey forever. Now, one downside is that the pals in the game do want to eat this food, obviously, so they will eat it unless you do this one simple trick. The Palia in the game will always eat the food in this box from left to right. As long as you have berries or some sort of food in this left slot, we will always keep our milk, eggs, and honey. These cakes take 2,000 workload to make one cake. I recommend having a POW, a level 2 or level 3 kindling to make these cakes. Once you have these cakes, put the cake in this box right next to the breeding farm, and you sort of wait for them to make some love. When the egg timer fully completes, bam, you have an egg and a new POW. One tip would be to take these guys out of the breeding farm as soon as possible, unless you want a ton of one certain POW. But early on, when cake's very hard to get, and hard to just make in general, I recommend just working on these slowly. You then need to build an egg incubator in your base somewhere, and this is where you actually make the egg and let it hatch. Open the machine up, insert the egg, and just wait the allotted amount of time. Now, if you're playing on hard mode, it actually goes up to 72 hours, which is way too long in my opinion. If you're playing on an online server or even playing solo, you can customize this time. I recommend actually 1 hour for the huge eggs in my opinion. This one's slightly faster because the conditions are good, but 1 hour I feel like it's a good mix of it taking a bit of time to get the POW and a bit of work, but also some gratification and not waiting multiple days. As you can see here though, the egg's actually a little bit cold, so we can use heat to actually make the egg happier. Every egg's different. Some make it too warm, some make it too cold, some are just right. The best way I found to do heat is actually using a campfire. These are incredibly easy to make and cheap, also incredibly fast to craft. The other option is a heater, but these require a lot of materials, and just requiring a power to actually keep the flame on is extra work. But these campfires are always on, no hassle, very simple. The default egg timer is 1 hour, well, it's 40 minutes, now it's half an hour because you have the perfect conditions for the egg to grow. Now remember, they do get the passives of their parents, but there isn't actually a breed cap on the parents. You can't just spam it continuously to get the power you actually want with the perfect traits. Another thing to note is the powers start at level 1, but if in your party, they level up incredibly quickly, and at the same time you put them in your base to work, they get EXP also. There's never a way to get them EXP even if they're not going to be used in your party. And using this method, I've got a ton of powers that we'll be able to capture otherwise in the game. For example, Anubis is a level 45 boss monster by default. 47 even higher than I thought, which is so hard to capture early. With my method, you can get Anubis really early, have one of the best handicraft guys in the game and a really solid miner overall, and just have the best powers in your base working straight away. And remember, this works for any power in the entire game, so really this is your oyster, the world's your oyster, whatever you want to use choose here, you have the options to make it. Personally, I want one over here called a Cryolinx, really cool, tons of options to make, and I'm going to be using the Beacon and Suzaku options for this one. Again, Beacon super easy to get early, Suzaku a bit harder, a level 45 monster I have for that one, but either way, it was a way to get the monster. And once you get a really strong POW, you can work backwards from here to find other POWs you can make very easily. For example, having Anubis is a very high level monster, and as you can see here, Anubis has literally, what's this, like 50 options to actually make other POWs from him. So a great option to get early to breed and make other really strong POWs. And it's been a bit of time later, and here is Anubis. As you can see here, level 1 Anubis, and he has a Power of Gaia trait as you showed before. Someone's having POWs that actually have 0 traits in total, 0 passive skills, is very, very powerful. As you can see, level 4 Handiwork, level 3 Mining, level 2 Transporting. This guy is amazing. Even though my base being raided, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's totally cool. And now we have really one of like the best POWs in the game to play and use in our farms. If you need another ore base, over here on the right side of the map, next to the Godfin's Turf, it's a great location, and a great spot really for these Anubises to go and actually just be these main gatherers for you. Like obviously you have Digtoys and whatnot, they have 3 mining also. Even though Anubis and Digtoys both have 3 mining, the advantage is Anubis is level 2 transporting. And not every POW has the ability to transport. For example, a lot of my people in this town, the Digtoys for example, the Doom Muds, and even the Mammorus, either have very, very poor transporting or none at all. Which is why I'm using these Quiverns here at the moment to mine, but also gather me the items into the boxes. With the Anubises, I can have the best mining possible while having still very, very good transporting. Also, one minor detail, the fact that the Anubises are so small, compared to a Quiven or a Digtoys, for example, even these Mammoths, make it so much better for the pathing, and you have way less issues overall when it comes to just the game working. The AI in Palworld is not the best, so having these massive creatures, while fun, in a small area like this area here with my mining operation, it's not the best. They fall off, they're getting incapacitated, they can't mine, then it's a sad time for everybody. Little POWs are much better for these kind of activities. Again, this is the website. Thanks to Kimpton for his amazing breeding guide. This makes it so much easier to do than going to the website officially. It's simple, it's fast, and even having the Pokedex numbers there, or I guess the Powerdex numbers there, to tell which is which, allows you to complete your Powerdex so efficiently. For example, I made this Osok beforehand, just for breeding. This thing looks ridiculous. This is some weird Garchomp, Pikachu, some Zapdos wings going on there. I love it. But this would be like so hard to get naturally in the game. That also has such a great path to actually make him. So Relaxaurus is pretty easy to get, level like 15 to 20-ish. But I need a Grisbolt. How do I get a Grisbolt? Well, go through the, go to the website, up the link for Grisbolt, bam. Oh, Lysandra and Rayhound. You get Rayhound around level 30-ish, I want to say level 35. And Lysandra's level like 20. It's really cool POW with, it is work still, yes, but less work and less running required than it would be to get it naturally in the game and capture it. And look where Allsock is naturally in the game. You know for a fact, this is a tough area. I've not been there, it's probably all mean people there, all big bullies. So being able to get away earlier, doing these other methods is super, super nice. If the video helped you out, make sure to leave a like on the video and even subscribe. We bring out new Palworld guys every single day. Everyone hang out with me live. We're streaming every single day on twitch.tv/BeAveryTBreak, where we're playing Palworld right now on a community server. So jump in, join the world, run around. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.